Hello to our students. I'm so glad you're joining us for another lesson. We're going to continue working with the 6 different syllable types and learning how to break words into syllables so that we can become automatic with our reading and then automatic with spelling as well. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to introduce you to a new vowel pair or vowel team today. And that is IGH, which says I. Together, let's read this. I. Your turn. Good. Now you're probably wondering, there's only one vowel here, but the G and H are working together with the I to make a vowel team or a vowel pair, and is helping it to make a long I sound. So this is like in the words high or light. And this high is talking about the height of something, how high something is, not high like hello. You spell that differently. So when you see this, you know this is a long I sound. And I've added it to our cue card back here. So we know that silent E and now IGH, which is a type of vowel team, makes the long I sound. And we'll continue practicing this, reading words with it, and then also spelling words. That way we become automatic with it. Okay, remember we learned this in our last lesson, and this can make 2 sounds. This can say ooh, together, ooh, your turn. Good. And our cue card is back here. That would be like a moon. The second sound, it can make is like in a book. So that can say together, your turn. Good. If you forget the 2 sounds, just think of the moon and the book, and then that will remind you of the sounds of the 2 O's. Okay, this is another vowel pair, and this one follows the rule when 2 vowels go a walking, usually the first one does the talking. So this says O, together, O, your turn. Good, nice job. A, together, A, your turn. This is like the silent E, or this is the silent E syllable, because the E at the end is silent, which helps the first vowel make a long vowel sound. First sound, O, together, O, your turn. The second sound this can make is ow, together, ow, your turn. Nice job, Lions. This is one of our R-controlled vowels to make an R-controlled syllable. We know that there are 3 different ways to spell the sound. And this says together, your turn. Good. This is another way, a second way to say together, your turn. And this, of course, is another R-controlled vowel. S, together, S, your turn. Nice. A, together, A, your turn. This is another one of our vowel pairs. So it's one of the ways we can make a long A sound, like the acorn. K, together, K, your turn. Nice job, Lions. E, together, E, your turn. This, of course, is another one of our vowel pairs. When 2 vowels go a walking, usually the first one does the talking. So this is one of our ways to make the E, the long E sound. And we were covering up the 3rd way to make the long E sound. S, together, S, your turn. We know that C can make the K sound or the S sound. It makes the S sound if E, I, or Y are after the C. Or, together, or, your turn. This is one of our R-controlled vowels, like the short fork. Whoops, I'm dropping our cards. Together, your turn. This is the third way to spell the sound. This is one of our R-controlled vowels as well. That R is a bossy R. Some people call it bossy R instead of R-controlled. R. Together, R. Your turn. This is like the art car. And this is our last R-controlled vowel that we've learned so far. K. Together, K. Your turn. Nice. I. Together, I. Your turn. This is a silent E syllable because the E at the end is silent, but it helps the first vowel make a long vowel sound, just like the ice. K. Together, K. Your turn. Good. A. Together, A. Your turn. This is an example of a vowel pair. In this situation, the Y is acting as if it's a vowel. And this is our third way to make the long A sound. This is our one of our silent E syllables because the E at the end is silent, but it helps the U make its long sound. And remember, U has two long sounds. The first sound is oo. Together, oo. Your turn. Just like the unicorn. The second sound is oo. Together, oo. Your turn. Good job. S. Together, S. Your turn. Nice job. O. Together, O. Your turn. Like the open door. This is also one of our silent E syllables. E. Together, E. Your turn. This is a silent E syllable as well. Last one, E. Together, E. Your turn. This is one of our vowel pairs because we have two vowels. When two vowels go a walk-in, usually the first one does the talking. So the A is silent, but it helps the E make a long vowel sound. Okay, now let's read those sounds and new words. Okay, let's take a look. I'm going to grab my pen so we can code the vowels. So we learned today IGH makes a long I sound. Remember that? That was the first sound we learned. So I see IGH here, so I know this is a long I. So let's read this word with a long I. And the G and H are silent because the G and H are there to help the I. It's working as a vowel team. Flight, flight. If you fly an airplane, you're going to go on a flight. Okay, we know OW says O or it says ow. So let's try it with the O sound. Growth, growth. Well, that's a word, so we know we don't need to try ow. Growth. Okay, we have I and then a G. Now, it's not IGH. If it was IGH, it would be a long vowel sound like up here. So since we have a vowel and then a consonant, this word is a closed syllable. We know we have closed syllables when there's a consonant blocking in the sound of the vowel. And closed syllables have short vowel sounds. So this I will say I. So let's read this word with I. Twig. Twig. So twig is like a small branch. Okay, I see IGH, just like this word. We know IGH is a way to make a long I sound. So let's read this word with a long I. Fright. Fright. So if you, fright is meaning like you're scared of something, or if someone gives you a fright, they scare you. Okay, I have an I and then an M. So that is an example of a closed syllable. So closed syllables have short vowel sounds. So we're going to read this vowel as I. Prim. prim. Okay, now let's look at this word. IGH. That is a way we make a long I sound. This is a vowel team. So we're going to read this word with a long I, and G and H will be silent. I, thigh. My boys love fried chicken, especially the thigh. Okay, now the last three are syllables. They're not words, they're syllables. So let's look again. We have IGH. We know IGH is a way you make a long I sound. So we're going to read this as I. Sly, sly. Now I look here and here's my clue for this word. At the end we see an E, which makes this a silent E syllable. So the E is silent, but it helps the I make a long I sound. So let's read it. Trite, trite. Let's look here. I see IGH. So this is a vowel team, which means this will be a long I sound, but the G and H will be silent. So let's read this with a long I. Rye, rye. Very good. So do you see how you need to know the 6 syllables to help you to be able to read words that are new to you? So that's why we practice that every day. Okay, the last thing we're going to do for this lesson is to do our morphemic transformations. And that is when we take a base word and we add either suffixes or prefixes to it to change its meaning. Okay, so the base word that we are going to work with is interpret. So let me show you the base word. So this is the base word, interpret. So interpret means to translate something or explain it. So for example, if I have a really confusing legal document, I might have an attorney, interpret it for me. In other words, explain it to me, what the document means. Or it might mean to translate it into a different language. So if there was something written in Spanish, I would need someone to interpret it for me into English. So it means to translate or explain something. Okay, so that's our base word. Now we are going to add a suffix to it that means someone who or person who. And that suffix is the suffix. So when you see ER at the end of a base word, so ER is a suffix, okay? And this is the base word. When you see ER, it means a person who. So this would mean a person, an interpreter, is a person who translates things or explains something. Okay, let's transform our base word. And let's now add the suffix that means happening now. Do you know which suffix I'm going to add? The one that means it's happening now. And that is, of course, the ing suffix. So ing is the suffix, interprets the base word. So ing means happening now. So if someone is interpreting, that means they are translating it right now or they are explaining it right now. All right, let's transform it one more time. And now we're going to add the past tense suffix, meaning it already happened. Did you guess ed? Yes, ed means it happened in the past. It already happened. So interpreted, that would mean someone already translated a document or something someone said, or they already explained it. It happened in the past. Now I'm going to add a prefix. So prefix is something you add to the beginning of a base word. So I'm going to keep the suffix, but I'm going to add a prefix. So miss is the prefix. The ed is the suffix. So miss means wrong or not accurate or bad. So if we add miss to the beginning of interpreted, so then we have misinterpreted, that would mean that someone interpreted something wrong. So in other words, the information they shared was not accurate. So if something was misinterpreted, that means someone explained it. It already happened, but it was wrong. So you see how neat that is? We changed the meaning of this word 4 different times just by changing the suffix and the prefix. So it's important that you learn to know what different suffixes and prefixes mean, because then it can give you clues so that you know what a word means when you're reading it in a story. So we'll continue practicing that, and join me tomorrow. We're going to learn some new sight syllables, and then we'll practice breaking a new word up into syllables, and we will also practice spelling. All right, Lions, I'll see you tomorrow. Great work today.